Through the Omenpaths is possibly my favorite set to come out of Magic in the past 3 years. Now, I love a lot of the recent sets. Seeing new worlds with Thunder Junction, Bloomburrow, Duskmourn, and The Edge was so cool, but while the surface is interesting, they felt like they were just setting the stage for stories to come. We can see that best in how the stories of those sets are almost entirely external to the actual cards. Yes, there are references and story spotlights, but for the most part, they simply add setting details to the world without saying much more. Through the Omenpaths is the first new in-universe set I've experienced with entirely no external story. You could compare it to Foundations, if you like, where it is just a trip through the planes with no story just to print the cards necessary for a healthy, interesting standard. But Foundations brought very little new material with it, mostly just being reprints. A closer comparison would probably be Modern Horizons 3, which again covered a ton of different planes, but this time was mostly new cards. Modern Horizons 3 also had no story, but I largely bounced off of that because of how confused it made me. Were the things happening in that set meant to be considered canon? When were they happening? Did Ulamog and Kozilek actually fuse together somehow? If so, that's kind of a big deal to have no accompanying story. To me, Through the Omenpaths is set apart in a few ways. Instead of being purely mechanical like Foundations or Modern Horizons 3, Through the Omenpaths presents a very strong thematic connection across its cards. There are some outliers, like with all sets, but the vast majority of cards can be divided into clear overarching themes. These come together not to tell a narrative story, but create connective tissue that builds into an emergent story. For me, this is the first time a set with no overt story felt like the cards had a reason to be printed together in one set, instead of just filling the space of a core set without a larger narrative being conveyed. While not having an external narrative may be off-putting for some, I find it refreshing that the entirety of the story is told through the cards, with no contradictions in the published stories or reliance on outside media to be understood. How often does a story spotlight card really mean nothing without the accompanying story read alongside it? The only story that exists here is the one we are able to find for ourselves. One element that sets this set apart, that injects a lot of story into it, is actually something that has caused others to criticize it. That's the large amount of legendary creatures. I love legendary creatures. Their existence implies a narrative in a way that nothing else in Magic can come close to. For me, Streets of New Capenna was the set that really made me fall in love with Magic. While the published story released alongside the cards is difficult to glean from the cards themselves, the cards do more than just establish the world. The gangs of New Capenna that the story revolves around are so clear in how they operate through the cards alone. Maybe it's because the world is relatable. It's just a city, not some twisted haunted house or a fairy tale frozen in time, but also the regular citizens the game and supporting materials don't explicitly call out are beautifully conveyed in the cards as well. And through them, we see how actual people live. The green-white civil servants, the red-green laborers, the black-blue dockers. This is how I want to see story in card games. Actually in the cards. Not just a supporting novel, not just set dressing, but a world filled with people, and cards showing how they live. When visiting brand new planes, it's really difficult to tell a story only through its cards because we're still getting to know the setting. This leaves us with no supporting elements to help us draw conclusions. Here though, in Through the Omenpaths, we are having our first returns to some of these recent planes. Again, I do love visiting new planes, but they usually become stories about world building instead of about characters. Some people love world building as narrative, where a story is about things happening to a world more than happening to the people in it. I'm much more character focused. The joy of storytelling for me is the characters. Somehow or another, Through the Omenpaths did that for me. Not by creating a new world, but by showing us the people from worlds past that are living in the spaces we've never seen before. And this time, when we meet a new legend, we have the context of a previously touched on plane to act as a scaffolding to paint a picture larger than the card itself. All that said, to get the most out of this set, you need to already know about these past worlds. You need to know about the Bonders of Ikoria, or who the Obscura of New Capenna are, for this seemingly disparate collection of cards to successfully convey the story that they carry with them. When the cards aren't trying to depict a new world, or trying to convey an outside story, they're given space to breathe and tell their own story. Hey, thanks for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. I've been really enjoying Through the Omenpaths. It's kind of just doing everything for me. I don't want to rehash everything from the rest of the video, but The size of the set being small actually feels really nice. One of the things that works really well for me is that the cards feel like they are hitting on kind of these real world, not real world, but like normal people aspects of Magic's universe, which really just is my jam. Like, it's not telling some epic narrative, it's telling us about the cashier in Ravnica. That's not true, but that would be cool. Like, I'd be into that. I like that crap. So it's really hitting all the marks for me. So I wanted to expand upon this. This video actually started as an intro for a different video, and that video is explaining every legend in Through the Omenpaths, telling you the lore of the plane they're from, anything we can glean from the card, any connections from through lines from a legend to a bunch of the other elements. That's going to be in the style of Spice 8 Racks, every legend in Commander Legends. It's funny, I rewatched that video in preparation for this one, well, the eventual one that I haven't made yet, and in it, it's attributed the format to another YouTube creator, so I'm hoping to carry that torch. And anyway, I'm rambling. Hope you enjoyed. I'm Darcy Bits. I make lots of videos on YouTube. I'm trying to do more gameplay, but I also do deck techs, do discussion, etc. It's, I don't know. I feel like I'm just seeing nothing but negativity about this set, and I just had to get this video out now. So the Legends video is coming eventually, but it's not anywhere close to being done because I wanted this video to be more topical than the production schedule for that video will allow. Yeah, I think that's everything I wanted to say. Have a good night, everybody. I'll see you next time.